ChangeTheReel. Today I will be looking at the 1977 film Eraserhead by David Lynch. Let me start off by saying I like David Lynch's movies. I like his style, and a pretty good chunk of most of David Lynch's movies I do enjoy. This is actually the first time I had watched this movie. I had seen clips and pieces of it throughout college and in my film classes, and I've seen bits and pieces of it, but this is the first time I've actually sat down and actually watched the whole movie. I would go over and describe what the movie is all about, but I really can't, and I think that's one of the main problems, is that I personally have found the movie extremely boring, and that's mostly my fault, and it's not the fault of the film. It's my fault because I went into the movie with a different expectation than what I received. Artistically wise, the movie is a really good movie. And I personally believe that if I had watched this movie when I was in college or even just 10 years ago, I would probably really enjoy this movie. It would probably become one of my favorite movies. But at least within the last 10 years, I would say my tastes in movies have changed. In my headspace, I just didn't enjoy it. And it basically comes down to the fact that I went in there with a different expectation for this movie. The expectation that I went into was I was going to sit down and watch this creepy movie, because it's supposed to be a creepy movie. It's supposed to be disturbing and creepy. It's supposed to be that way. And there are some really good images, and there's really good cinematography, and there are some good creepy imagery in this movie. But I also went in thinking that there is a narrative story. And there really isn't a narrative story. This movie is basically an art house abstract film, which is fine. I don't mind an abstract film. But the thing about an abstract film is I have to be in the mood, or at least prepare myself mentally that I'm going to be watching an abstract film. So I need to turn off that part of my brain which is trying to follow the story. And since there really is no story, I'm finding myself really bored. I'm watching this thing thinking, when is the narrative going to start? When is the story going to start? There's some really interesting imagery going on, but there's really no story. There really is no plot. It's basically an abstract film. Now, if I would have sat down and I knew from the start, this is basically an abstract movie, I could have sat down and I could have enjoyed the movie on that aspect of it, realizing, well, it's not going to be a story, so I can sit down and actually enjoy this thing. But since I didn't realize there really wasn't that much of a story to it, my brain and I just couldn't really sit down and enjoy it, because I'm overanalyzing this thing more than it needs to be. I should have took the back of the Blu-ray more seriously when it says "A dream of dark and troubling things." I should have took that more seriously, because that's basically what this movie is. It's a dream, and that's what I got from it. It's basically a dream. The whole movie is basically a dream. And the thing about a dream is they don't make sense. They don't necessarily make sense. And trying to put logic and try to put any type of narrative onto it is just ridiculous, because it's a dream. And after watching the movie, I thought, am I just not getting it? Am I just not getting this movie? So I went online and I looked up, well, what does everybody else say about the narrative or something, or what the meaning of this movie is? And I looked it up, thinking maybe I'm missing something. And I looked it up, and I found maybe 2 or 3 different theories on what's going on in this movie. And David Lynch came out and said basically any theories that he has seen so far to date have been wrong. That they are not what he envisions for the movie. And so, after how long? This movie came out in 1977? Over 30 years? And this movie is still there's really no declarative meaning or consistence of what this movie's about. So, and like I said, this is what I think the movie's about. It's a dream. There is no meaning. Make up whatever the hell you want about it. It's a dream. There's not supposed to be a meaning. And the imagery is good. The cinematography is beautiful. And like I said, if I just was in the different mindset watching this, I probably would enjoy it. Maybe I'll sit down and watch it again in a little while, maybe, and maybe sitting down with the different mindset, maybe I'll sit there and enjoy it a little bit better. But I could see why, when I was in film class, why they show clips of this movie, or even I could see the artistical value of showing people clips and even showing the whole thing in film classes. I can see it. I can see the potential, and I can see the reasons why you would do that. It's a good film for teaching, but as for something to sit down and me actually enjoy, I want to sit down and enjoy and watch this thing. I'm no longer in that headspace. I'm no longer in that college space of like, I'm wanting to watch movies for art's sake. And I'm past that. And like I said, if I watched this when I was in college or 10 years ago, I would have really enjoyed this movie. This would have been a really good movie. It would have been probably on the top of my list of best movies ever. And now it's just not. It's just not. There's two ways to look at a movie. Two ways. You can look at it as an art, as a piece of art, an artistic value. And there's a lot of movies that have artistic value. This one's one of them. This has very good artistic value. There's a lot of artistic things in there. You can look at it as a piece of art. And that's what it is. It is a piece of art. You can look at it that way. Second way of looking at a movie is the entertainment value of the movie. And I think that's a lot of, especially art critics, they kind of tend to forget that portion of the equation, that movies are originally made to be entertaining. You can do artistic value and do artistic things with movies, but overall, they're made for entertainment. And I've gotten to that point where I've basically almost I've basically got to that point in my life in which I'm kind of over the artistic value of a movie. I was when I was younger. I could watch an artistic movie. Oh, it's so beautiful and all this other stuff. But I'm kind of over the artistic value of a movie. And I'm more focused on the entertainment value of a movie. That brings me back more, because the entertainment value of a movie, the more entertaining it is, the more times I will watch it. I will watch it over and over and over and over and over. An artistic value movie, I can watch it once, maybe twice, and I'm done. I'm over it. But a movie made for entertainment, I can watch it over and over again. And so I've got to that point where I'm going, I think I like the entertaining movie better. And I'm not saying that you can't have a movie that's entertaining and artistic. You can have both. I think some of the best movies are movies that are both entertaining and artistic. Those are the best movies. Those are the movies where you get both. You get both together. They're both really good. That's the best. That's the cream. That's the best of the crop right there. But you can have a movie that's artistic but not entertaining. Or you can have a movie that's entertaining but not artistic. And I will still enjoy a movie that's shot crap, looks like filmed on a VHS, and as long as it's entertaining. If I still enjoy the movie and the acting's bad, all this other stuff, it's just bad special effects, I can enjoy it. As long as it's entertaining. As long as I'm having a good time watching it, it's fine. Well, I kind of got on to a little bit of a rant, but overall, as a piece of historical value and a piece of art and a piece of something for a teaching tool for students and everything else, Eraserhead is an excellent movie for that. that has some really good techniques, really good visuals, and if you're in the right mindset, it can be really enjoyable. As for me, it really wasn't the movie I was expecting. Maybe I'll come back to it maybe in about a year and maybe rewatch it. Maybe I'll enjoy it a little bit more once I have the proper mindset. But as for right now, just not my thing at the moment, and I just can't get into it. So that's my look on Eraserhead. Join me again tomorrow as we continue on with my 5 Nights of Halloween as I look at another horror movie.